Hello everybody, I am going to make a video about my anxiety. Now if you watched my video on my fall goals and whatnot, I mentioned that I think I have anxiety. Now I'm not, here to self-diagnose myself or convince somebody they have it. That's not the case. And I know you're not supposed to clinically, you're not supposed to diagnose yourself. They all say that. But you know your body better than anybody else. And you know when something is off and is not quote unquote normal. So that whole thing of you can't diagnose yourself, I think is a load of BS. Because you know yourself better than anyone else. You are the best critic, the best doctor to your body. So I believe I have anxiety. It probably has gotten progressively worse within the last year and a half, maybe 2 years. I've noticed it definitely within the year. There's nothing really like out of the ordinary specific, but I've noticed that I definitely worry more. I worry what people think of me. I worry what someone's going to say to me. I worry that I'm not going to say the right thing. I definitely worry about how I'm going to say something. I have to have a whole dialogue to myself of how I'm going to say something, what I'm going to say. I have to have this dialogue because if I don't, I'm just like, So I believe I kind of have a little bit of social anxiety, and I can kind of see it when I was younger. I wasn't, the popular one of at school, or, you know, chatty Kathy at all, but I kind of kept to myself. But if somebody talked to me, I would talk to them. I didn't really have that what am I gonna say back then. I think that has gotten worse because I do it all the time. I do it when I'm at work. I think maybe the mom, the kids that I watch, their mom, I think she brings a lot of anxiety to me. Now, that might sound so, bad, but I think she brings a lot of anxiety to me because I think she is anxious as well. It's just I just don't know what to say to her. I will say "Oh, hi, how are you? How you doing?" That kind of stuff is slips off the tongue, no problem. But it's if she asks me what I do, what I did for the weekend, whatever, I think oh my god, she is totally judging me here. But she isn't probably, but that's just what my fear is, that she's judging me. She thinks I just sit at home all day and watch reruns of Gilmore Girls. Because I really don't go out anywhere. I really don't have any friends. I have one friend and she has a kid, but I don't see her. I haven't seen her since March, April ish. I can't remember. And all my other friends were from high school, so I really don't have anyone to really go meet and talk to. I mean, I'm kind of in a secluded job as it is. I really don't have anybody else that is in my position who's also a nanny that I talk to. I used to have this one girl who I used to talk to, and she was a nanny as well, kind of around the same age as me. But I don't see her anymore. And the reason being is because I don't work on Wednesdays anymore. I used to work on Wednesdays and we would have library story time. So I would see her then, but my schedule got switched up like the last part of July, and she doesn't work in the summer because the lady she works for is a teacher, so she's obviously off during the summer. So I didn't get a chance to tell her that I my schedule changed. I did get her number though a while ago, so I'll probably have to text her and tell her what's going on. I pretty much like confided in her in a lot of stuff, especially with my job, because you can't really talk about that with somebody who's not in the same position as you because they don't understand. So we would trade, swap stories and stuff, and I really like that. Wednesday was my time to like vent and unwind and really, um, you know, um, get things off my chest that were bothering me or whatever. But I hope my schedule changes again and I have at least one day a week in the morning so I can tell her that maybe we can meet up at the park or whatever the case is, because I really miss talking to her and swapping stories and stuff, and the kids miss each other as well. The little boy is always saying the little girl's name, and they're about a few days apart in age, so they totally got close, and I would hate to just exit. So hopefully I will get a day during the week that I work on in the mornings so I have a chance to see them. So anyway, so I just don't know what to say to her, to say to the mom. Like, it just feels so awkward. She is so active and they're always like going to birthday parties and doing something. Like, she never like sits down and just be's a mom. Like, she always has to go somewhere. They're in playgroup. They do playgroup dates on Friday. They go to birthday parties. They're like go 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 all the time. And I think that gets me anxious. It's like, okay, slow down here. It's just like that gets anxious because it's like they're like nonstop, and I just think like she judges me, that the fact that I'm not that kind of person. And she's even like hinted a few times. I think I said something about my sister, and my sister really doesn't go out much. They live in Texas, and as you know, that's like hotter than hot. So you really can't really do anything. And where they live, they really don't have, many malls and stuff like that. So it's hard to get out with a kid. And she kind of made a comment, when I told her that. She made a comment like, oh, I can never just sit home. I'm like, I know that. And that's just her personality. And I can see myself in her. I am very much kind of like her. Like, I like to get out and go. And that does, push the day forward faster. But if that's all you're doing is go, 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 you're not really cherishing the moments. And I think later on she will regret always being on the run. Yeah, you build memories, but sometimes the kids don't remember that. The kids just remember you reading stories to them, or you playing with, worms in the garden, They really don't remember all that hustle bustle kind of stuff. So I think she might regret it later on in the long run. But I'm like that too, so I can't fault her because I'm the same way. It's like, okay, I need to get out of here. But I think she brings a lot of anxiety to me because I'm always thinking, okay, what am I going to say to her if she asks this? What am I going to say if she asks that? I'm always thinking about that. And that I need to meditate that out. And I'm just like blah blah blah. I just don't know. So I think that is my main portion of anxiety right there, is knowing what to say, knowing how to say it. Does she think I'm a couch potato? Does she think I don't do anything or I don't go anywhere? Blah blah blah. That is my main anxiety. I'm always thinking about what they think of me. And I shouldn't, but I do. And I also, a few years ago, I used to be very, very, very OCD. But the couches have to be, we have sheets over the couch, so the couches have to be tucked in. Rug has to be vacuumed once a day. Floor has to be mopped every other day. I was OCD about that. Have to wash my hands every time I, touch something dirty, go to the bathroom, that's obvious. Every time I touch chicken, or I think I touched chicken. This just happened the other day, I was dumping out the water I thawed the chicken in. They're like in these individual packets, and I cut them open and I put them in the bowl. And then I washed my hands, and then I grabbed the bowl and dumped them in like this marinade I was gonna do, and I had to wash my hands again because what if the chicken touched the outside of the bowl? So I know I have a problem, but OCD has definitely gotten better because I'm not so anal about the rug being vacuumed. It has not been vacuumed probably since I've been home from vacation, which is like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So that needs to be vacuumed today. I just mopped the floor today. Couches I don't care about anymore. I used to be very OCD about that, and I'm not anymore. And I think that has a lot to do with my anxiety is more, and OCD is kind of leveled out. So that is basically what I am anxious about. I'm also anxious about the social part of social anxiety. I'm anxious about, again, like what to say to people, when to say it. I have a ridiculous fear of like going out to eat with other people because of like, okay, obviously I have to pay for my meal, but then you gotta include tax, and I just think it's so awkward. I just think it's awkward. I just think it's so awkward. It's like, when I was interning at the children's center on campus, they had like a meeting where they all went out to like Olive Garden, and oh my god, I avoided that like the plague. Are you going? Yeah, I think I might. No, hell to the no am I. I'm definitely not going to that. Because I just have such a fear of like, I know you have to pay for your meal, but then you, like, what do you say? What do you say? Like, oh, do you include the tax? Like, I just am so anxious about that. I'm so anxious about that. So I think that's also why I don't meet up with other people. And I've also kind of really like thought about like, why when you meet up with people it has to be surrounded by food. I've just always wondered that. But it is what it is. So I definitely need to work on that. I need to work on that aspect of like going out to eat, and even like going on dates, which I haven't, but like going on dates, like how awkward is that? Like, do you ask like, are you gonna pay for the meal, or am I gonna pay for like my half? Like, that's just so awkward. That is so freaking awkward. That is my anxiety story, and I hope I help somebody that is suffering with this as well, or knows somebody that is suffering with it, and you can kind of get in our heads, if you will. So if you suffer with anxiety as well, I would love to hear stories about it. But if not, that's totally fine, because I know a lot of people don't want to share their story, and that's completely fine. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Bye.